Hey, fellow YouTubers. Okay, you're welcome to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. Sorry, I'm a little out of it tonight, but I wanted to film a reading. Today I'm going to be doing a message you need to hear right now. That's going to be the title of this reading. And really anything could be covered in this reading. It's just going to be various things. I'm going to be pulling for the different piles, various cards, and seeing what comes up as far as what you guys need to hear, what's the message coming through. So let's get into today's reading. What do you guys need to hear today? Maybe you guys need to hear some advice or something like that. Or maybe just something about your futures coming through, like a prediction or something like that. So let's get into it. Our first group today is Celestite. So if you're drawn to this crystal, the Celestite crystal, this will be your group 1. Second group is this, I'm going to call it titanium kyanite. So if you're drawn to this titanium kyanite, this will be your second group. And if you are drawn to this Labradorite palm stone, let's see if I can get see the color in there, maybe not. If you're drawn to this Labradorite palm stone, then that's group 3. If you are drawn to this Smokey Chalcedony, this will be group 4. You're drawn to the Smokey Chalcedony. So take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. Basically how pick your cards work, I know I should have mentioned this earlier. You can look over the crystals in front of you. Whichever crystal is drawing your attention the most, or whatever crystal your intuition is telling you to choose, that's usually the pile with the message for you. So that's either, depending on the groups that I went over and what the group names are, you'll pick that group that corresponds with that crystal. Then you go to the description box or the timestamp section below. In the comment section or description box, there's timestamps. You click the timestamp and it fast forwards you to your selected reading. The timestamp will be associated with the group too. I know that was like disjointed how I said that, but that's the instructions. So, all right, let's get into the reading, starting with group number 1, the Celestite. Okay, group number 1, if you picked the Celestite right here, then this will be your reading. Celestite is known as a stone to help you communicate with spirit guides and angels as well. So maybe they're going to have a thing to say in this reading as well. I'm going to start with some crystal oracle cards and this Light Seers Tarot deck. I'm just feeling called to pull from those decks today to at least just begin the reading. And we have Expanded Awareness. Let's see what else comes out. We also have Patience. Get one more. And we have Conflict. Okay. Then let's get some Light Seers tarot cards out on the table. We have 5 of Swords, Knight of Cups, King of Cups, and let's pull one more. And we have 10 of Pentacles. I'm also feeling called to draw a playing card as well. Okay. With Expanded Awareness, the first thing I'm thinking of is you guys are probably increasing your psychic gifts at this time. And with 5 of Swords right over here, I'm assuming it's a little bit painful. The vibe that I'm getting is that your third eye is developing or opening, and it might be causing some headaches or something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys are seeing things a lot clearer right now than you normally do. It's like things are, the curtain from behind the scenes is being lifted and you're being able to see what's happening behind the scenes. I also see Expanded Awareness being right above the Knight of Cups card. there is a feeling that your awakening or your spiritual awakening at this time, just in your awareness. So I don't know if it's like a spiritual awakening, but you're having an awareness with your third eye chakra. With the Knight of Cups, some romantic figure in your life is causing this. So someone who is wooing you, giving you encouragement, giving you flowers. What I'm seeing here with this guy with the flowers and the love letter and there's a bowl by the picnic and stuff like that. Someone who is kind of delivering you loving messages at this time, or wooing you, or making moves towards you, romantic moves towards you. This person is causing expanded awareness. Their energy is facilitating your third eye opening a lot more. You're starting to see the truth of things, and this person might be bringing to light certain aspects in your life that are very like awakening, like almost awakening, like very truthful. I am seeing a little bit here. There is a kind of vibe, a message that's kind of coming through as well, is that you could be experiencing some kind of conflict with your family. Or Ten of Pentacles also talks about a recent interpretation I've gotten to this card that's been applying in a lot of my readings is community, especially financial community or like larger scale community, right? Like you see this child here and there's all these other children in the background and these two parents and there's a dog, and it's just like groups of people, right? Like bigger groups of people, and dealing with practical components because it's Pentacles, right? There could be some kind of conflict in that department for you guys, mainly with having to do with business deals, is kind of what I'm seeing, like trying to establish business deals with your community. Maybe you guys work for I'm trying to think of a good example of this. Maybe you work for city council and you need to make business deals with the local businesses and they're being very difficult, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. It's like with conflict here, there's like a lot of issues or disagreements with businesses or just people you have to make deals with. So if you guys have your own business, this could be you guys are trying to find clients in the community and it looks like the community is not really supporting your business or something along those lines. There's a feeling of that. The solution right here is a little bit more hard work, pushing through a little bit more. I see that you guys will have, through hard work and consistent effort, you will achieve this goal. It's just a matter of you don't want to give up before you get it, if that makes sense. Because with Ten of Pentacles here, I am seeing that the community, and also with Patience up here, the community could be just slow to move towards your business ideas, right? They could be slow to evolve towards those, if that makes sense. With King of Cups here, I do see that some older figure, some older male in your life is helping you learn patience as well. This is someone that's different than the romantic figure that's in your life right now. There's someone that's like young, that's kind of wooing you, that's causing your third eye to be awakened, but there's also someone older, very much a paternal figure, something like that. Someone older who's showing you how to have patience. You know, they're letting you practice patience, or they're giving you some advice that's helping you be more patient, is kind of what I'm seeing. You might actually, with this Knight of Cups person, be slightly repelled by them. I am seeing this is a very strange experience with the Five of Swords and expanded awareness with this lover person coming in. They're trying to woo you, but at the same time, they're approaching you from different angles, friendly angles, stuff like that. I don't see anything underhanded, because with the expanded awareness here, you're seeing their actions clearly. Like this person, you know what they want. You're seeing their actions clearly. There's not like deceptive intentions here. You guys would have picked it up. Trust me, your third eye's awakened right now. So you would have picked up that there's deceptive intentions. But with Five of Swords, I see this person causing a little bit of a headache. And I see this person being victorious in the background, or having this period of looking like they're flying or raising their arms. I see that one vibe here is that this person could profit more from this connection than you're profiting from. But the good news about this connection is your third eye is awakening, your third eye is opening. It just might be a little bit of like, I'm seeing there's a little bit of pain in this process. Let me get one more card. I'm trying to think of what card let's get one more card to see. I'm gonna get another crystal card to see what the pain is related to. What is the pain related to for group one with their expanded awareness with the headache? Why is their third eye giving them headaches? Healthy body. Okay, so one thing that I'm seeing is you guys, maybe you don't have the best health habits, and that's why when your third eye is awakening right now, it's causing a lot of pain. There could be something where you need to get healthier in your body or get healthier in your physical sense of self, like whether this is just like cardio, weightlifting, a sport, could be like taking a class at a gym, something like that. I frequent a gym often, so that's why I'm suggesting that. But it could be like a community sports team or anything that gets you like out of your body and healthy. Could also be with healthy body here, your diet. Maybe something in your diet is causing you to have headaches, and it's like contraindicated with your third eye opening, right? So this person, is a good thing that your third eye is opening, but there might be something in your diet that up until now was like fine or didn't bother you, and then all of a sudden it's like something in your diet is like affecting your third eye because your third eye is opening. But really what I'm seeing is that if you keep your body healthy and you pay attention to how you react to foods and stuff when they go into your body, and I'm not going to get into too much medical stuff because like I really don't do medical stuff, but healthy body did come up, so I'm delivering the messages. But also consult like a doctor and stuff like that if you guys have any issues with medical stuff or like your health or anything like that. But with healthy body, I'm seeing that could be one of the reasons, is that maybe you're not as healthy as you thought you were or something like that. And that might be another reason why these headaches are happening as your third eye is expanding. Yeah, let's see what else. I want to see if I can pull anything. Yeah, the solution here is pretty easy. Hard work or success is coming to you with this community project, even though there's conflict right now. And even though these business partnerships are difficult, I do see success coming with this Four of Spades. I do see this job, whatever you're dealing with, is going to be a lot of hard work with the Four of Spades. There's a feeling of a lot of work going into this. But I do see with the Ten of Pentacles, it's dealing with your community, and it's going to bring substantial returns. The Ten of Pentacles also talks about a large sum of money, or money that you can use to better your family and your community as well. So I don't think your community sees it, but this is kind of a very mutual win-win situation. But there is conflict because people aren't seeing your point of view, is kind of what I'm seeing with this situation, with this business project that you're working on. And yeah, the main saving grace here is I think that this King of Cups person who's been teaching you patience, it's going to be really pleasant to spend a lot of time with this person, because I'm seeing this, first of all, this person could be really intuitive, right? Really kind. They could be a Pisces, right? We have the fish symbol right here and the fish right here. They could be a Pisces. The other thing that I'm seeing too is this person, they're just causing you to have a lot of patience with the situation. Spending time with this person is bringing you peace. So one message that you need to hear is that spending time with this person or this older authority person in your life, this is bringing you a little bit of peace in your peace and patience with all these certain things going on, right? You might be having some health issues. You might be having some business opposition or whatever, but this person's bringing you patience with all that. And I'm even seeing a little bit of peace. It might even help mitigate these headaches that you're getting with the Five of Swords energy over here. Another message that's coming through is with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups, this person coming at you in a loving way, this younger person or person that's your age or somewhat close to your age, there's a feeling here that if you guys are feeling competitive towards them, or you're feeling like, how do I put this? If you're feeling more competitive towards them and they're feeling more loving to you, it's only going to cause you more pain in the long run. It's good to let yourself be open with this person and to heal with them, because I am saying this is kind of healing, especially for your third eye. And yeah, I'm almost seeing you possibly envying this person a little bit, even though they themselves are just having this pure loving energy towards you. I'm going to roll dice with the planets on it to see what's the main conflict with the business partnerships with the Ten of Pentacles here. What is the issue with the conflict? Okay, we have Uranus here. So this is basically just like unexpected issues coming up, right? So it's like you might, a situation or a business deal might be going well and then someone backs out last minute, right? Or a situation or business deal might be going well and then all of a sudden, yeah, I'm getting the vibe that I'm getting is someone backs out last minute, or someone shows interest and they return the interest, or they take the interest away, or there's something where you think a certain person's going to be a good business deal and they turn out not to be, or someone recommends you to someone for a good business deal and that person doesn't follow through. So I really feel for you guys on this business proposition. There's a lot of kind of conflicting energies here with that. I think that's all I got for you guys. But those are the messages you need to hear right now. If you want to recap on the advice, spend a lot of time with this King of Cups person. They're going to bring you so much peace and patience. something with your body is what's causing your headaches, right? Your third eye is awakening. That's also why it's causing your headaches, but there's something also with your body that's contraindicated with those third eye things causing headaches. Trust this Knight of Cups person. They don't mean you harm. They're very, loyal is not the right word. They're very open, and they're trusting you basically. And then with this community project, just a little bit more work and persistence could push these things through. Also showing off that you do have a good work ethic could be beneficial, because Four of Spades talks about a good work ethic as well. So there is a vibe that like maybe if you have a good work ethic, these people will respect you. And so maybe that's one of the issues, that you need to show them or demonstrate to them that you do have a good work ethic before you make these deals. All right, I'm going to end your guys' reading there. Remember, if this reading didn't resonate or only parts of it resonated, some of this stuff could be coming up in your life and be things that the universe wants you to keep aware of before these things come up, right? So keep that in mind. And with that said, I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. We're going to move on to group 2 with the titanium kyanite. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, group 2. This is if you picked the titanium kyanite, this lovely stone. So let's get into your reading. I'm going to start with these crystal wisdom cards, they're called crystal reading cards, crystal wisdom cards. I don't remember what the deck's called. I don't have the box with me in this room, so I can't look at it right now. Let's see. So let's get some cards for you guys. I'll do a hard shuffle for you guys. Let's get some cards for group 2 on what message do they need to hear right now. Creativity, meditation. Let's get one more. Compassion. And let's get some tarot cards. Okay. We have 8 of Wands. Wow. 3 of Cups. Justice. And 7 of Wands. Then couple last cards. I'm gonna pull 2 playing cards for you guys for group 2 with the titanium kyanite. Let's get 2 playing cards for their reading. We have 8 of diamonds. Wow, and we have 6 of clubs. Okay. Do not stress. You guys will achieve success. That's the message here. The main message, the main energies that I am seeing. Do not stress. You will achieve success. There are a few things coming through here. With 3 of Cups next to the 8 of Wands and the creativity card and the 8 of diamonds, I mean, I'm getting like these 2 8 energies are making me think that they're synergistically combined just because they're both, how do I put this? They're both 8s essentially. So I'm seeing them as like a unit. Here's the thing. Some kind of creative project you guys have going on is going to blow up. It's going to get really big, and it's not going to be something you're doing on your own. So for example, for a lot of you, this is not creativity that's like a solo project. This is not something that you do on your own. With 3 of Cups here, this is something that you either do with other people, like either on a band or a team or a group of artists or something like that, working with others in a creative project, and it's going to blow up. I see you guys getting a lot of money from this, a lot of success from this. And I'm seeing it blowing up mainly financially. Like you guys might not receive too much, like fame or recognition from it, but you'll receive a substantial amount of money is kind of what I'm seeing. The other thing that I'm seeing too is it's going to be busy and a lot of action. I think this thing coming in that's a group creative project. The cards are urging you, if you guys get offered some kind of project to work with the group on some creative endeavor, that maybe you have a creative talent and a group is asking you to work on it, their cards are saying to take it. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of action, but 8 of Wands is not necessarily hard work action. It's not like the 10 of Wands where it's like you're building your strength through endurance. 8 of Wands is like fast-paced action, which usually means you have have the intellectual abilities and the wherewithal to complete the action of that, the quick pacedness, right? Of how quick paced it is. So I definitely think that also with the Three of Cups here, you'll be working with a team. Also, Three of Cups is reminding me of working with people who you really click with, not just coworkers, but people you really click with. And Three of Cups has more of an informal vibe to it than the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this work kind of situation is going to feel kind of informal. The best way I can describe this is it's not going to be like the deal or this money-making proposition is not necessarily going to be like you have to sign your name and add your social security number or add all your information and all that kind of stuff and have all the paperwork to go through it. This could be like a handshake deal. This could be something really like casual in how you're getting paid for it or something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing here one of the issues that you guys are going through right now, a major block, and this thing coming in is meant to heal that block. Like at this point of this reading, you guys are probably thinking like group project, me, no way. Like it's not going to happen. Because with the Seven of Wands here, I see you guys feel so separate from everyone else right now. There's this vibe that you feel so separate from everyone else and you feel a little isolated, and with compassion here, it's the cards are urging you to have compassion for yourself, right? Have compassion for yourself. There's a reason why you were isolated for a while. It's to realize the unique contribution you could bring to a team, right? Sometimes we have to individuate from the group to find out who our unique self is, what we are like, because Seven of Wands is a Leo energy, right? Seven of Wands is Leo energy, and it's all about individuation, right? Very different from like the 11th house in Aquarius. 5th house is very much about individuation, your own sense of self, how you stand out, what makes you unique. And I'm seeing you're providing that unique input for this team, and they're going to really value it. It's like the reason you've been alone for so long is to process and develop your own uniqueness, just so you could express it and bring it into this team creative endeavor, right? Let's see what else. With compassion, the cards are just saying in this period of time while you're by yourself and you're developing your own uniqueness, have compassion for yourself. You know, like this is not a time to be down on yourself or to really get really angry at yourself or something like that. Have compassion with yourself. Also during this time with Six of Clubs here, your intuition is on point. I feel like you guys right now, if you work with tarot cards or you work with any form of divination, you'll be getting very accurate messages. And just in general, your intuition seems to be on point. I also see that Six of Clubs can talk about like being careful with your words. With compassion, I think being careful with how you speak to yourself is going to be very important in this period of time. Remember, you are protected in this sphere. That honestly, with all these cards here, there's a strong element of like really strong protection for you guys. I think you guys are coming off of a very lucky streak in life, or you are in a current lucky streak in life or something like that. I see that with amethyst. Amethyst is a stone that provides like a bubble of protection, especially when you're meditating. I think that's why they put it with meditation in this deck. But it provides this like bubble of light. And with justice here, I'm seeing you're protected from karmic influences, which means that your relationships and stuff don't feel like you're learning lessons from. They're not karmic. They're not karmic relationships. You're protected from that. With justice here, you're receiving kind of like the flow of your destiny is kind of what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing that there's a strong vibe that like with the amethyst card here. Also what I'm seeing too is like with meditation being represented, if you guys spent this alone time and focused on a lot of meditation, getting in tune with yourself, I'm seeing that your shadow side would be prevalent. Like, for example, you would be experiencing like shadow work and stuff like that. But with this woman up here with her eyes closed, right, you would only be experiencing this shadow work while you're in deep meditation. It's like you guys have figured out the solution or the answer to the main problem of like dealing with our shadows in our reality versus dealing with our shadows internally. It's like you guys have this ability when you're meditating to this is going to sound weird, but collectively within yourself, deal with your shadows, if that makes sense. And then when you're out in the world, you don't have to deal with those shadows. You're not going to see your shadow life manifesting in other people in your reality. It's like your reality is going to reflect your goals and your desires and the path that you're headed towards is kind of what I'm seeing. With the Justice card here, I'm seeing that even though you might be processing a lot of shadow work internally with meditation, I'm seeing it's not going to be painful. Amethyst is a card of protection, and it shows that there's a protective bubble over this shadow work that you're doing. It's going to feel light and easy is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Light and easy, even though it's shadow work and it's supposed to be this difficult thing, right? It feels light and easy. It It feels almost pain-free, or there's always something to come in to alleviate the pain, something like that. This is a really good reading. You guys, if you're not in this lucky streak already and you're kind of wallowing in that feeling of like, I'm so different, I'm so not like everyone else, and I'm such a weirdo, I'm seeing that this feeling is going to change, right? With compassion here, all it's going to take is to have compassion towards yourself, to see what you think are your faults and realize those are your greatest strengths. That's kind of the message coming through, that what you think are your faults are actually your greatest strengths. Because I do see with this Three of Cups, working with this informal group of friends, and I am seeing friends too. It's not like you're gonna have coworkers where you don't get along with them or it's just strictly business, right? I'm seeing it's an informal thing. You might even be doing some creative activity with friends that you don't even think is gonna bring money, right? And then all of a sudden with this Eight of Diamonds, you just hit a windfall, or there's a project that comes through with this Eight of Wands where it's like, the speed gets ramped up, right? The speed gets ramped up and you're receiving some kind of bonus or financial paycheck for what you're working on with this group of people. For some of you, this could branch out into a full-time job, but that's kind of beyond the scope of this reading. The point is that you're going to be receiving some financial help from the universe through bringing your unique perspective of yourself to this group endeavor with your creativity. And honestly, I don't want to rule that out. If for some of you, if you've been really manifesting and you've been looking for a specific type of career and you don't know what that career is going to be and you're looking for a specific career, I am saying that this could be either a stepping stone towards that career or one of the jobs that leads you to that career. It could even be the career or some kind of, what's it called? Like foot in the door for like something bigger in your life or something like that. Yeah, with Six of Clubs, the cards are saying like meditate, work on your shadow, work with tarot cards. You're in a very spiritual influence right now. And the only key thing that's lacking is compassion. You guys might feel self-hate towards yourself, or you might be feeling like, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this, or I'm too weird for this, or something like that. But having compassion with yourself, and even if you're having those negative thoughts, I am seeing with the meditation card here, they're only happening internally, right? That's the whole point here, is that they're only happening internally, and that your outer world is going to reflect a positive vibe towards you, especially if you meditate often. And you, like, what I'm seeing too is like, if you're having these negative thoughts by yourself, meditation is going to really benefit you through like slowing yourself down, letting your thoughts pass without you attaching yourself to them, right? With compassion here, that's a form of compassion and self-love that's going to get your brain out of that negative self-talk and into a more relaxed vibration, right? Because I'm seeing the world around you is ready for you, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, or they will be ready for you. Six of Clubs is indicating that for a lot of you, the timing is going to be different for all of you when you're going to be coming out of this process. And it's also important to trust your own intuition, or watch pick a cards on YouTube if you feel called to a specific one or specific pile. That might give you an indication if it's the right time to move, like I don't know if there's pick a cards out there, like what's the right time to start this project, what's the right time to do this action. I think those would be better. Maybe I'll do a pick a card like that one day, who knows. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm trying to see if I need to pull any clarifying cards. Let's see. With the Three of Cups, I do want to roll zodiac signs to see what are the people. I'm going to roll 3 because there's 3 people here, but there could be more in this project. But I want to see what are the zodiac signs that you'd be working with in this project. So first of all, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising you'd be working with. Aquarius you could be working with. And Cancers you could be working with. So Pisces, Cancers, or Aquariuses you could be working with in this new project, this new creative endeavor. So keep that in mind. For you guys, let me roll. I want to roll one dice for you guys to see what kind of energy you're embodying, right? Let's roll that. And you're embodying Aries energy right now. That makes sense because Aries is like the individualist, the action taker, the go-getter. I was getting like strong Leo energy here, but this could be also very Aries energy with that individualist kind of attitude, right? Yeah. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. The message was kind of short and sweet. One thing I want to talk about this project, it's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be action-oriented. There's a feeling that it's going to come out of the blue, right? You're not even going to be able to expect it. You're not going to be able to anticipate it. It's going to come out of the blue. It's a fast-paced kind of thing. Yeah, and the good news is you have a team that's working with you, right? You have a team that's working with you or helping you with this creative endeavor. And for those of you who have got this pile and you're like, wow, this really sounds like me. This part about, like being down on myself for my unique qualities really sounds like me, but also it sounds, if you feel like things are going really well in your life besides all that, this could be a sign that this is coming in. You might not have a creative activity right now that you're working on, but there's some kind of, here's the thing, it's not going to be a creative activity that you're working on right now. It could be, but the vibe that I'm getting is this is some creative work or activity that you guys have a talent in that maybe you don't see that you have a talent in this. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, or you're down on yourself about this talent is another thing that I'm getting. There's something you guys are talented in that you don't think you're that talented in, but when you work with a group of people, it's like your talents get amplified and you guys create a cohesive unit that is capable of success and recognition. And mainly what I'm seeing here with the 8 of Diamonds, some kind of financial reward. Okay, I'm going to end your guys' reading there. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. It was a lot of fun. It was an honor to read for you as well. And with that said, I'm going to move on to group 3 with the Labradorite. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Labradorite. So let me see if we can get that color, if you can even see that color in there. There we go, got a little shine of it there. Bought this crystal at a gem show. This is different than normal Labradorite. It's very like light gray, it's not black. This is Labradorite too, this one right here. And it's very much like different than that one, I thought. Okay, so let's get into your reading. So I'm gonna pull some crystal oracle cards here to see what is coming up for you guys. Let's do a hard shuffle for you guys. Okay, we have awakening crystal, we have life purpose, we have trust, I think that's all I'm going to pull for you guys for right now. With that, let's get a card from the Light Seers Tarot. Let's see what cards want to come out for group 3 for their reading. This card kind of is popping out. We have the Hangman. I feel like pulling that right here. And let's get some more cards for you guys. We have the Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and the Knight of Pentacles. And last but not least, I want to get 2 playing cards out on the table. Oh, King of Clubs, perfect. Oh, this is obviously, okay. Sorry, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, and then we have Queen of Clubs. Oh, wow. King and Queen of Clubs. I was reading a book recently that talks about, let me move these up a little bit so you can, they're all on the screen. I was reading a book recently that talked about getting, because little fun fact about me, I study like a whole bunch of cartomancy stuff, not just with tarot, but with playing cards, because playing cards, it's good to study those things because you get a lot of reference points for their meanings. That if you are like interested in using playing cards for divination, you get a lot of reference points from their meanings from all these different authors that write about them, and then it can help you build up your own system with them and stuff like that. It's just the next step that I went to after doing tarot. It's like to keep my mind active and stuff, and keep learning and bringing new things on the channel for you guys. But with the King of Clubs and the Queen of Clubs, one resource that I recently read talked about how these are the perfect couple or the perfect harmonious match. Like when you get 2 cards in the same suit, they're like destined to be together, or there's a feeling of destiny with this person. I'm feeling this is about a destined partnership, or it's partly about a destined partnership. I'm seeing with life purpose here, this is like you guys are meant to have a destined partnership as part of your life purpose, right? Right now, I feel like you guys are going through some emotional healing. With the Queen of Cups here, I'm seeing don't rush it. Don't rush your healing. Don't try to force it. A lot of people, we give advice, to even in one of the groups in like today's reading, I think it was maybe just the last group, but there was a feeling of like, working on your shadow. Like, it's important to work on your shadow right now, and the advice was to do that right now. For you guys, I'm seeing with emotional healing here, this is a more, with Queen of Cups too, this is a much more long-term process than you guys think it's going to be. Not that it's going to be entirely painful the entire time, but I am seeing this is kind of the emotional healing that it's like, some people, they can like consciously work on their shadows and get over it quickly. I'm saying for you guys, this emotional healing is going to take time. There's a feeling here that you guys are probably enjoying this message. You probably realize like, wow, I do enjoy the message, that it's going to take time because people have tried to rush my healing before. With the Hangman, I see that you guys are in a form of suspension right now. And it's important to trust the process. With emotional healing, there's this strong vibe that like, it's gonna be a while. You guys are going through an awakening, but it's a slow awakening. It's like one of those mornings where you wake up and it just takes forever to get out of bed. But then once you're out of bed, you feel super refreshed, super ready to go. You feel like you're having the best day of your life, but you're like, why did it take me so long to get out of bed? I think that's how you guys are going to feel looking back at it. But it's important because you're coming out of a deep kind of dream state is what I'm seeing. Or you're coming out of a deep, like, it's almost like a nightmare. You guys were coming out of a deep nightmare or a deep dream that wasn't really real. And even if it wasn't a nightmarish dream, the last period of your life was something that was surreal and wasn't, honestly, the best word I can use is real. Like, it wasn't real. It was like this fake thing, or like the relationship you were in was fake. Like, people faked feelings, or they faked themselves, or they weren't a real person. Like, it wasn't real. Like, man, I don't know how to describe this better because I don't know too much about this exactly, but let me pull one more card for this just to get a little bit more advice, because I'm hitting a dead end because my life experience is not covering what you guys have been through. And so I want to pull to see if there's anything. Yeah, with empowerment here, I feel like you guys felt like you weren't in your control of yourself is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, especially with Emperor here. It's like you weren't in control of yourself. You could have been in a relationship recently or that you're healing from still that was kind of controlling. And with emotional healing here in Queen of Cups, the cards are saying don't rush it. There's no reason that you should or shouldn't be healed right now. Like, it's okay to live life and be half broken. Like, you don't have to live life and be fully healed, right? I'm seeing that. With empowerment here, I'm seeing this emotional healing is going to bring you empowerment, right? Empowerment is the thing that's coming from this. It's interesting because sometimes we have events in our lives that teach us things, right? And sometimes in order to feel empowered, we have to feel powerless at some point in our life to achieve and regain our sense of power in our own sense of self. I am seeing you guys are moving towards a sense of power, right? You're moving towards a sense of security and structure with the Emperor here. There's a strong vibe of like, when you guys get out of this, it's like checkmate, like I'm the winner after all. Like, it took me longer, it took me more time, but I'm the one that came out on top, right? Like, I'm the one that's empowered, I'm the one that's healed, I'm the one that's, the feeling that's coming in is better than you. I feel like you feel like you're better than this person and you might even wince at that feeling, but I see that when you guys have this feeling, it's going to make you feel really empowered. Like, there's a really empowering moment of feeling like more powerful than the person who took that power away from you, right? There's a vibe like that. Yeah, Queen of Cups is just talking about a major surrender to the life, the healing energy, right? The healing energy, when you guys are going to gain your empowerment, it's going to take time. Not all wounds are like just healed with shadow work overnight or within a month's time. You know, this is going to take, I'm seeing this reading as advice for you guys for a long period of time, like for a good amount of your life, like maybe 5, 6, 7 years. There's a feeling of like having that emotional healing. Now, the thing is, you guys are still going to do things. It's not like you're just sitting still and not doing anything. It's just that when it comes to this divine union and this connection with trust here, you have to trust that it's coming, right? Because I see that it is coming for you guys. And it's going to be the best, it's going to be a better relationship than you ever have had before in your life, right? And it's important to trust the process that this is coming. Usually this does not happen. I think the chances of getting two cards out of a 52 card deck, maybe, and all my mathematicians can tell me the chances of getting 2 cards out of the 52 card deck right next to each other. That have to be these 2 cards. If you know the math to that, or you want to do the math to that and put it in the comments, I would really appreciate it. If you guys are if any of you watching this are my mathematicians, right? I do see during this time period of emotional healing that you're going through, you are going to also be discovering your life purpose, right? It's going to be different than getting into a relationship, but you're going to be discovering your life purpose, especially with this Knight of Pentacles. Another thing too is this life purpose is meant to come slowly to you, right? There's a feeling that the universe does not want you to hurt anymore, and a lot of things coming to you are going to come slowly and in waves, right? I am also seeing that, like, the vibe is you were hit with something that was a bit rushed, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, that kind of took away your power. And the thing that I'm seeing is the universe wants to slowly infuse that power back into you as you're healing. And the universe knows it's going to take time. And honestly, I think you guys are going to be very happy with the results once you come out of this other end of this situation. I think you're coming out of this more empowered than anyone in your life. I think you guys don't see that about yourself right now, but you're going to come out of this way more empowered. With the Emperor card here, you're going to come out of this with a very strong sense of self, to the point where you will be able to have a partner who reflects that strong sense of self, and then you're going to have a truly trusting relationship is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that the fact that you will be able to fully trust your partner and vice versa. There will be no skepticism. There will be no paranoia. There will be no superstition. For some of you guys, you were cheated on and it really took away your sense of power. You thought like, wow, I could never be cheated on. And all of a sudden you guys got cheated on. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Is there something with the relationship that could have affected you guys? Anyway, with this Amazonite life purpose, I am seeing a few things. First of all, this Knight of Pentacles is representing you guys working towards your goals. And I'm also seeing this Knight of Pentacles can represent a child, either a child you already have or a child you're going to have. I see you're going to have a child that's kind of slow and meticulous and likes to take their time with things and build slowly and steadily, surely towards their goal, brick by brick, right? And that's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing you guys taking in this period of your life with your life purpose. It's like you finally find out what you want to do. And this is coming up, right? It's not just this healing and empowerment that's coming to you, even though it's coming later, you're also receiving your life purpose coming up. And the thing is, for a lot of you, this life purpose is going to be very different for a lot of you, right? That's just kind of the vibe for this reading. A lot of you in this reading are going to have very different life purposes. So I'm not going to get into details about what that life purpose is, but a life purpose moment will come up for you guys, and you'll really be reveling in the fact that you really are learning something, or you've discovered something that is you're meant to do in this world. And with Knight of Pentacles, I see you take a very slow and steady approach to this. Whenever you discover this life purpose, there's a feeling in your life of going slow, steady, and securely forward, right? Another message that came through that I aha'd at in the moment, which is funny, it didn't even happen. Once I got all the cards on the table, the reading totally changed with this Queen of Clubs. Like, isn't it amazing? I could have all these cards on the table, and then I pull the Queen of Clubs, and it just drastically shifts the reading. Like, one card can change the whole shift. You know, it's like interesting. So anyway, one of the messages I got with this King of Clubs and Hangman is the Hangman talks about, with this card, being in suspension, and with the runes here, I'm seeing study. I'm seeing you're a master at something you're studying. There's something you're studying, or there's something you're intellectually good at. And I'm saying this has nothing to do with your emotional healing and your empowerment. It has nothing to do with your life purpose, but it could have something to do with school or something you're studying for an exam or something like that. And this is kind of a quick message to come through just to say that you've mastered it. You're ready to take this exam with the King of Clubs here, right? This feeling of suspension, I feel like you guys have done all the prep work to master this specific topic or skill, and you're coming up on a period of time where you have fully mastered and you've understood this area of logic, right? Also, with the two clubs cards here, this connection, I am seeing a trusting connection. I'm also seeing somewhat of a psychic connection that could happen between you and your partner, your future life partner. But yeah, this message is just, the message you need to hear is just about the fact that you have a perfect kind of soulmate coming in your life, right? It's not going to be some kind of detrimental karmic thing, you know. I'm seeing you guys have dealt with that, and you still might have to deal with some karmic relationships up until the point you meet this person. But know that the way you'll be able to know it's the right person for you is with trust. You will fully be able to trust this person. There are people in this world, and I'm going to be honest, where you just don't feel like you can trust them, right? And it could be people that you really like, could be people that you want to really like, but there's something in you that just doesn't trust them. I'm seeing with this person coming in, you will fully trust them. There's some feeling of surrender and fully trusting this person. There's also with the Hangman here a feeling of merging, right? Like merging with this person, kind of becoming one identity, especially with the two clubs Club's energy here. I feel like you guys are going to become more of one type of person. It's kind of twin flame vibes. Yeah, it's kind of like twin flamey, but I don't know if it's exactly like a twin flame. I know a lot of people think those are more rare than they actually are. Maybe they are rare. I don't know. I don't think I have a twin flame, to be honest. I think that I'm going to have a soulmate in this lifetime. But for me personally, I don't know if I have a twin flame. But yeah, anyway, this is kind of twin flamey. It's like you guys have some similarities that you reflect in each other. And with trust, there's just a feeling of complete 100% trust. Yeah. You guys are growing a strong sense of self through this emotional healing over the next like 6 or 7 years is kind of what I'm seeing. There's a strong sense of growing your own sense of self, a sense of self that can't be beaten down by anyone, right? A feeling that you and only you alone are like the true authority in your life. You know, I think that you're going to feel so empowered. You're going to feel like your own. I think even right now, you guys sometimes might surrender surrender your power to an authority figure, right? And I am seeing in ways you want to surrender your healing to like the divine plan, right? Like what the universe has in store for you, what's going to happen over the next 6 or 7 years. But what I'm seeing though is at the end of this, you're going to have such a strong sense of self and sense of empowerment within that sense of self. You won't need to listen to anyone else's opinions. You will know exactly what's right for you at any given time, and you won't need advice from anyone. Essentially, like you guys are going to be so strong in your sense of self, you might not even need to watch picket cards. You might not even need to receive any advice from anyone. I think you guys will be so. The feeling is that you're like, there's a feeling that it's like, I'm always right for me. Like, I know that I'm always right for me. And it's almost like attracting, it could even attract others is kind of what I'm seeing with the Emperor card here. It's like, even though you're strong in your sense of self with empowerment here, and I do see that's also what attracts your partner, right? Your partner gets attracted to that energy as well, like having a strong sense of self. So I'm going to end your guys' reading there. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. If you like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. With that said, we're going to move on to the next group with the Smokey Chalcedony. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, group 4. Hello, group 4. This is if you picked the Smokey Chalcedony. So let's get into your reading. Let's get these chakra crystal cards, or these crystal reading cards, I think is what they're called. Hey, I remembered. Ooh, I'm feeling a pressure in my third eye. Interesting. Okay. One of the groups had that exact symptom, which is funny. I'm picking that up in this group. It's so interesting. Maybe you guys, if this group is not fitting your pick a card needs, check out group 1. Because that was something that came up in their reading, but I'm feeling that symptom for this group. So you guys might have 2 piles today. Let's get some tarot cards for you guys. It might even be that you guys are also having an awakening of your third eye chakra. And that's why I'm feeling this message. And maybe the only message you need to listen to in group 1 is the third eye chakra message. Maybe you guys are going through a similar thing as group 1. You need to listen to that message, but maybe the rest of the reading doesn't apply to you in group 1. So keep that in mind. Maybe you even watched group 1 and you came here because this was your second pile and you realized not all of group 1 resonated for you except that message. And this is just confirmation that that message was for you. It really was for you, even though the whole group, the whole pile wasn't maybe for you, but that one message was for you. So that's another thing that we've got here. Okay, this card was found. We have the Hierophant. And that this, I guess, could be maybe the majority of more of your messages that need to come through to you, okay? So let's see. Five of Cups, 4 of Swords. And we're going to get one more card here. 3 of Swords. Wow, okay. You guys got dark energy. Not like you guys have dark energy, but there's like a darkness to your pile a little bit. I'm curious how this is going to read when I like interpret these cards. I haven't really looked over the cards yet to get messages and stuff. I'm just pulling the cards mainly for the... Oh, wow, you guys also got the Joker. Okay. I just want to share this. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was a train horn that just blasted outside of my house. Like I heard it. And that kind of reminds me of travel in general, and also being on tracks that you can't get off of. For some of you, you might feel like that. Like you're in a position in life where you can't get off the tracks. Like there could be a feeling of like, I wish I could get off these tracks that I'm on, but I'm stuck in I'm stuck in this path, or I'm stuck on this journey. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. One thing that I'm seeing for you guys, a message that's coming through, these messages are interesting. They're coming through in all these disjointed kind of ways is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But the harmony that I'm seeing with them is really beautiful. And I honestly think you guys are going to achieve a certain amount of harmony coming up soon. And harmony is not necessarily, I'm not referring it to in the way of like, oh, a harmonious environment, like everyone's happy, right? It's almost like when you're listening to music and there's the harmony in the song, or there's a feeling of harmony among the notes. It's kind of a serene peace that is not necessarily that you, if it's just like everyone getting along, everyone's like happy, right? That's not the vibe that I'm getting. I'm getting more of a vibe of like it's almost like spiritual harmony, like someone tuned all the guitar strings on the spiritual guitar to the correct level, and now now the song is just beautiful, or is coming across more beautifully, or something like that. There's a feeling of like fine tuning the situation, even though you're gonna be on the same track, or you're on a track that you can't get off of. Sometimes I like to think that sometimes in life that we're on a path that we can get off of, or we have the free will and stuff like that. But for you guys, I feel like maybe something has happened recently where you feel like you're on a path and it's almost like you can't get off. You're stuck on this one path, or you're just traveling down this path on this train, or you're traveling down on these railroad tracks and the tracks only go in one direction, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And I'm feeling that's kind of the mindset that you guys are in right now. But there are some things coming through in this tarot reading, messages that you can still work on, even though things feel like everything is just going to happen. I feel like you guys feel like no matter what, your life's going in a certain direction, no matter what you do, right? I feel like you guys have this, you guys empower fate a little bit. Like you guys make fate kind of like the dominant thing in your life. Like, well, if it's destined to happen, it will. If it's not, it's not. And that's true for the most part, but there's little fine tuning that we can do in our life on the day to day where it can like help us out, right? So what I'm seeing here with communication, Four of Swords, I'm seeing that you guys are big talkers, or that communication's draining for you in general. There's a feeling here of, how do I put this? Oh, one thing I want to make a note of real quick while I remember it. Aquamarine is a crystal that I personally use to help me have safe travels or safe trips. Specifically, aquamarine was used by sailors to increase the ability to have a safe trip across the ocean, or a safe boat ride, I guess you could say, so that they would come back to shore like in good health, or their boat wouldn't capsize or something like that. It would like protect them from that. I use aquamarine mainly when I'm driving around in the rain, because it like really helps me feel more content driving in the rain. So that might be a stone that you might need if it's raining where you live or something like that. The aquamarine can be a beneficial stone just to have on you, to know that you're like safe driving around in all that water, because it really is about travel through water. And so I think it applies in rainstorms too. I mean, I've used aquamarine in rain and I've really like avoided a lot of things, and I've had really good safe trips in there. So that's just another thing, that if you guys feel like you can't get off the track, or you're going through a period of life that's maybe really emotional, like the water is reminding me of emotions, maybe something's really emotional, carrying a piece of aquamarine with you could make you have that safe trip through those emotional, where you're kind of like, how do I put it? Transporting yourself safely through those waters, basically. But with Four Cups here, the message I'm seeing is that it might be good to take a break from communication. Don't feel like you have to constantly be in contact with everyone all the time. There's a feeling that you want to take a break or take a rest. I'm seeing that you guys are big talkers, and sometimes it feels like it's almost like the vibe that I'm getting is that you're tired of talking so much, or for some of you, it's the exact opposite. You need someone you can communicate with, and you can't rest until you get that communication. So for some of you, it's like, I'm not getting the communication I need, and I can't rest until I get that communication. For others of you, you're oversharing. Your throat chakra is overactive, and you need to take a break. You need to take a back seat, take a breath, take a rest, take some time where you don't have to talk to anyone, and things will smooth out, right? There's a feeling with Four of Swords here of recovery, of sleeping it off. And I think that that's a good indication. If you guys are very talkative and you're constantly communicating or over communicating, I would suggest taking a rest from that, taking a little hibernation, taking a little hibernation, or if you can, take a little rest away from the people that bring out that chattiness in you all the time, and really go within yourself and have some periods of silence, maybe turn off the music, turn off the TV, just sit in your house in silence for a little bit, and just really just pay attention to the sounds, because I'm hearing your ears are kind of clogged with words and stimulation, and even social media and stuff could be clogging your spiritual pores, so to say. You guys could be having a lot of zits from that, spiritual zits. Wow, that's a crazy metaphor. One thing that I'm seeing with healing too, with Five of Cups, I feel like you guys really waste a lot. This could just be, I'm getting the vibe that the universe is saying, don't just dump your belongings down the drain, right? There's a feeling that you guys are getting rid of a lot of things, or you're cleaning up shop. The vibes you got, cleaning up shop, you're destroying a lot of stuff, you're getting rid of a lot of stuff. And that's great, but I am seeing that don't get carried away, because I'm seeing that it's interesting. There's a feeling of healing with some of these objects that you're throwing away that might be beneficial later in life. And I know it's really common, and I even do this. I throw away things that I'm okay, I no longer need this. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to burn it or whatever. But I'm seeing with this healing thing, a lot of these mementos or things that you're throwing away now could prove beneficial or healing in the long run, right? Maybe there's a specific crystal that you guys just don't work well with now, or something like that. Or there's something that you're working with specifically, and it's not doing that good. This could even be a job. The main thing, it could also be a relationship that maybe you guys are thinking about just getting over someone or breaking up with someone, dumping this person. And what the cards are saying is that don't just, the vibe is don't, especially if you really need to break up with someone, because I'm seeing with the Three of Swords that might be a possibility here, that you might actually need to break up with someone. But do it nicely, right? Especially if this person doesn't deserve the breakup or anything, make a good break, but remember, this person might come back in your life later, and to treat them well in the present moment, because you never know who you're going to need in the future. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this card and this healing card. It's you never know what you're going to truly need in the future. And so with your objects, with people, treat them nicely or send them off nicely. I mean, this woman, she's kind of just dumping this stuff into this black hole. Send things off with peace and healing. Try to tie up loose ends with people, because I'm seeing that you guys are really tied in with karma in that way, or karma's really tied in with you, where if you send things off with love and gratitude for what the experience you experienced, and love for the person that came into your life, people will come into your life with that same energy, and bring that energy will sustain longer in your life, if that makes sense. You might be on the same track. You might have to meet certain people. You might have to meet certain karmic relationships, right? But you can choose how you treat everyone. You can choose to treat people nicely. You can choose to cherish your possessions. And also I'm seeing for some of you, the main message that was coming through for a lot of you is there's something you're thinking about throwing away or getting rid of, or maybe even a dream, even something you were thinking of dreaming, or some kind of thing that you're thinking well, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this dream. I'm not going to even try for this dream anymore. And I'm seeing the truth is there's a healing component to this element in your life. Whatever this thing is you're thinking of throwing away, there's something healing with it. And it's important to not throw it away, because I see in the future, it's going to heal you significantly, right? Or there's a feeling of not abandoning ship right now, because there's just a strong feeling of healing, right? The traditional Five of Cups shows 3 cups spilled over and the 2 cups upright, right? You don't want to just keep knocking down cups just because you're thinking the cups are all bad, right? Because I'm seeing when you guys are in a more lucid state, you might actually miss knocking over some of these cups. You might actually want to hold on to them. So there's a feeling here of maybe like certain mementos from relationships or something like that, to hold on to them instead of getting rid of them, because I'm seeing there might be a feeling you might have a change of heart looking back on things, and you might actually wish you would have taken better care of your things or the people in your life or something like that. Yeah. With the shadow here and the Joker, I think you guys have a very perplexing shadow side, right? I think it's always shifting and it's always changing. I think it's funny because your life feels like it's on train tracks, right? Like you're only going in one direction, you can't get off, you can't change course, you're just stuck in this one path, right? And maybe there's some truth to that, maybe there's not, maybe that's just your perception. I don't know, it's going beyond the scope of this reading. But the feeling that I'm getting with the Joker and the shadow is your shadow side keeps changing. There's a shifting to it. So wherever you're going in life and whoever you're meeting, the stuff that frightens you or the stuff that is dark for you or the stuff that challenges you, it's always shifting and changing. You guys don't have a set shadow. It's like a lot of people when they work on their shadow, they realize like, oh man, I'm too aggressive in relationships. And so my shadow is when my aggressive side comes out and I like get really violent or mean or something like that. And I need to work on that shadow and figure out why I'm so aggressive, For you guys, I see at one point in your life, your shadow could be aggressiveness. For another point in your life, it could be your sadness. For another point in your life, it could be your darkness. It's different things. I'm seeing your shadow shifts, right? Your shadow changes is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With Three of Spades here, also your health might change too. And another reason, sometimes interpretation I get of the Three of Spades is like sensitive to your environment, right? Like sensitive to your environment, sensitive to the vibrations of other people. Your shadow might be changing to adapt to other people, but it's a little bit different than a typical like chameleon or empath, right? Who just feels the feelings of someone else. I think what's happening here is that you're still staying the same. Like your personality is still in the train tracks, right? Is still staying the same, but your shadow is what's shifting depending on the people around you. And it might not be quite an empathetic thing. It might be, but it might not be. Because with the Three of Swords here, there is another vibe of like this cord cutting, right? Like being attached to your environment, right? With this cord coming out to this woman and her screaming, right? You guys might know, the vibe that I'm getting is you guys might know the deeper fears of the people around you. And if you fine tune this gift, you'd really be able to tune in to what scares other people or what is the shadow of other people based on the experiences you're experiencing in your own shadow. I'm seeing really like I said, your energy, like the vibe is dark. I'm seeing that you probably surround yourself with a lot of dark energy, and that might be why you're dealing with a lot of shadow energy yourself. And this might also be something you can't help. Like I mentioned, that train track thing, maybe you guys feel like you can't escape your situation. And sometimes that's true. I know when I can't remember where I read this or what planet it was associated with, but I'm pretty sure when you're in a place in your life or a location where Saturn, like on, what's it called? Astrocartography, where Saturn is crossing and you live there, it's very hard to escape that environment. You get stuck there, right? You get very stuck and saturated in that environment, and it's very hard to break out of it and escape. And so one thing that I'm seeing for you guys is that it's kind of like that with the people in your life. It's like maybe there's a lot of people in your life but the thing is, there's a reason for this stuff, right? There's a reason for these things. And I am seeing that one of the reasons is to fine tune your gift. You're meant to be around these people and experience a shifting shadow, because you're meant to figure out what is the shadow of all the people going on around you and to understand their psychology better, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing here. And with the Joker here, it's just confirming that your shadow does shift. Like your dark feelings might not be your own. And the thing is I'm seeing too is they might not be others' dark feelings either, but they're a reflection or a reaction to others' dark feelings, right? So you can kind of see that play out a little bit. So how do I put this? Like maybe one person, right? Like, this is going to be a very weird metaphor, but I'm going to go with it. Maybe one person had an ice cream at one point in their life and they dropped that ice cream, and their fear is that they're going to keep dropping things, right? And maybe you're in your shadow that you're experiencing, you're having this shadow fear of falling, right? Maybe you're thinking, you're like, maybe you keep having dreams of falling. You wake up before you hit the ground or something like that. You keep falling. And it's just a reflection of someone's fear of dropping things, right? It's a reaction to that. So you're not having a dream about dropping things. You're having a dream about falling. And this person's, their fear is about dropping things, right? So that's kind of the vibe with the shadow card and the empathy. If you guys want a little bit more clued in on how that works for you guys. And it does deal with the connections, the people in your life. It is a form of empathy, but it's kind of a more, it's a different thing. I'm going to be honest, it's a different thing. Like I wouldn't go up to your typical empath and tell them you're an empath because it's just a different thing. Or you might, like, if you guys go online and you look up things about empathy and highly sensitive people and stuff like that, a lot of this stuff might not resonate with you because you're not getting that metaphor that I just explained. But that's kind of what's going on. Let's see what else. The Hierophant here promises enlightenment in this lifetime, especially with this staircase. It's kind of telling me that, like, even though you guys feel like you're on train tracks and you can't get off, with this staircase here, you are becoming more and more enlightened every day. And especially I'm getting like the vibe that, like, it's all a matter of perspective, right? Like the train tracks can lead you to like an epiphany and a realization, especially if you keep a positive mindset. But it also could lead you to like darkness if that's where you think you're going, you know? And you might not be able to change your circumstances or where you're going, but with the Hierophant here, I am seeing that this staircase is leading to a higher state of being. So that's just a little confirmation for you guys. If you know that like you're going to a higher place in the long run or something like that, this can also be the fact that if you elevate all of your actions and treat everyone really kindly, especially with that Five of Cups energy and the healing, if you're really kind to others or you send people off with love, if you receive people with love, send people off with love, even if you have to let something go, if you send it off with love or appreciation, or especially like tie up loose ends, I see that's going to really help your life path flow a lot better, even though you guys are on those train tracks, right? With the staircase here, I do see like an epiphany coming for you soon, a realization coming. And this is just a confirmation message. You're going to get some realization. It's going to bring a lot of joy to your life. Expect when you get this realization to experience a lot of laughter and happiness. It's going to just be a side effect of this realization. People might think that you're like, oh, who'd you hook up with? You're glowing. But really, you just had a spiritual awakening, a spiritual realization. That the path you're on is not necessarily the worst path in the world, right? Even though right now I feel like you guys kind of think it is. There's a lot of, dark energy surrounding you. A lot of people who have their shadow. Basically, it's like other people's shadows you're seeing, you're reacting to them. I want to say reacting and not experiencing, because an empath, if this person that you're experiencing the shadow with, was scared of dropping things, you would be scared of dropping things. It's not like that. It's like this person's scared of dropping things and you're feeling like falling, like you're the object, like you're receiving the action, if that makes sense. It goes into a lot more territories and you guys can have fun with this, trying to figure out what's going on in your life. But that's it. That's the reading. I'm not going to pull any clarifier cards for you because I feel like the reading was pretty self-explanatory. The cards that came out needed to come out. Yeah, maybe this crystal would be beneficial for you guys too, this Smokey Chalcedony too, if you were drawn to it. I don't know if where you can get some that looks like this, but yeah, and I actually am not entirely sure if that's the name of this crystal. I actually forgot. I'm pretty sure it's Chalcedony though. I don't think it's quartz, or if it is a smoky quartz, it's like a botryoidal kind of, it's almost similar to my pre-night with the grapes. It's like formed in that way. Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really like this reading and it resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next pick a card. That was the last group. I had a lot of fun reading for you today. Really interesting dynamic with people's shadows. I haven't seen this spiritually before, but it makes a lot of sense. I've kind of experienced reactions to energies like that myself, and so it kind of makes a lot of sense. You guys are going to learn a lot with that kind of tidbit of information. Okay, anyway, so with that said, I'll bid you adieu, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.